First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here today, and I want to thank the media for covering what is a national emergency, an epidemic in this country. We need your help to make sure that the 129 families here, which represents the daily deaths in our nation, does not continue. About a year ago, we started and embarked on this campaign to help those who are addicted to opioids and heroin. And I want to personally thank Leader McCarthy, who a year ago gave us his word that we would do everything we could in the House of Representatives to work with the Senate in the CARA legislation to help families all across the country. And last week, with the passage of 18 bipartisan bills in the House that are wrapped into the House version of the CARA Act, will go to a committee at conference with the Senate. And as Leader McCarthy just said, we will act swiftly to make sure that we pass this legislation. Just yesterday, we had a hearing in the afternoon with the families who have been impacted across the country. From my state, New Hampshire, the Griffins are here, and from all across the country. And the stories that are told are emotional, are heartwarming, but are necessary for us to communicate so people understand the disease of addiction. And we have to remind people and reiterate that this is a disease and that the stigma around the country needs to end. It doesn't matter where you come from or who you are. If you have an addiction, you are a life that is worth saving. And we have continued on that effort in a bipartisan fashion in the House of Representatives, and I'm very pleased with that action. My co-chair, Ann Custer from the 2nd Congressional District in New Hampshire of the Bipartisan Congressional Task Force, has aided our cause in leading more than 80 members of the House to the culmination of what occurred last week. And I can't thank her and the members of the task force enough for their steadfast leadership. This has not been easy. It's not easy for the families. It's not easy for those who succumb to an overdose. But we have listened, and we will continue with our strength and our dedication to do everything we can at a federal level to help impact the lives of those who suffer. I think it's also important to know that the 129 families who are here today are not statistics. They are here representing people. They are here representing loved ones. They are here representing, unfortunately, people who have succumbed to addiction. Their cause is to ensure that their family members passing don't go in vain, that we help those who are addicted in the future into recovery, and also to prevent future family members and children from becoming addicted. So the comprehensive legislation that the House and Senate will work on to send to the President, hopefully within the month, is not just about helping those who are in addiction, but it's also about prevention, and it's also about the law enforcement component in interdicting the amount of heroin that's coming across the southern border and into this country. So I want to again thank Jessica and the Addiction Policy Forum for their hard work, the members of the task force, Leader McCarthy, my good friend Bob Dole, who's been a leader on this issue, Senator Portman, who carried the legislation in the Senate. These are people who care, who are working on your behalf, and are working to continue to save the lives of future families. And I want to say one final thing to the families who stand behind me. Thank you for your indulgence. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for the time that you come to DC to advocate and to speak with us. I've met with a lot of you, and we'll continue to meet with you. My heart goes out to you and your losses. The stories that we heard yesterday at the House hearing are to many unimaginable. But your strength, your passion, your determination gives us the ability to work on your behalf and to do everything we can to help not just you cope with the loss, but to follow in your leadership in making sure that future generations and future children are saved from this disease and this addiction. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for being here. And thank you to the media for continuing to cover what is an incredibly important story and something that I hope you continue to cover through the course of the year. Thank you, Jessica.